Hey everyone, my name's Mark. I've been a commercial airline pilot for over 15 years. Most flights are smooth, routine, you take off, cruise, land, done. But every once in a while, something happens that reminds you just how thin the line is between life and death up there at 35,000 feet. Today I want to tell you about the day I came face to face with that line. The day I almost collided with another plane midair. It's the kind of story that never leaves you. Early morning at Denver International Airport. Coffee in hand, walking through the terminal, nodding at ground crew. Cockpit preparation scene, turning switches, green lights flicking on, the ritual of a pilot's checklist. First officer, morning captain, looks like smooth skies today. Weather briefing, clear skies, good visibility, barely any turbulence expected. Atmosphere of confidence. It felt like one of those dream days. Perfect flying weather, well-rested crew, passengers already seated. I never suspected it would turn into a nightmare. Plane pushes back, engines roar. Passengers settling in. A mom comforting a baby, a businessman opening a laptop, a couple on vacation whispering excitedly. Takeoff described from cockpit view. Runway lights flashing by, the nose lifting. Calm climb to 30,000 feet. Small banter with co-pilot. So, what's the first thing you're doing after this flight? Honestly, breakfast burrito. Good choice. Sense of total normalcy. Describe the beauty of cruising, endless blue sky, sunlight glinting off the wings, the steady hum of engines. Cabin crew serving coffee, passengers relaxing. I take a sip of coffee, check instruments, everything nominal. Suddenly, a small radar blip. At first, I brush it off as a distant aircraft in another flight level. But the blip doesn't stay distant. It's closing in. I leaned in closer, my stomach tightening. I've seen countless aircraft on radar, but something about this one was wrong. It was right at our altitude. I glance outside, scanning the horizon. Nothing. Co-pilot frowns. Captain, you seeing this? We radio ATC. Denver Center, Flight 287, confirm traffic at hour 12 o'clock? You see, stand by. Those seconds stretch forever. TAS system chirps once, then again louder. Traffic, traffic. Co-pilot, that's not good. Then TCAS escalates. Climb, climb. When TAS screams at you, training takes over. No questions, no hesitation. You move. I shove the throttle forward, pulling the plane into a climb. Coffee spills across the console. Turbulence rattles the cabin. In the back, passengers gasp, overhead bins rattle. Through the cockpit glass, another airliner streaks past. So close I can see the logo on the tail. A flash of faces in its windows. Adrenaline like a punch to the chest. Silence in the cockpit for a full second after it passes. I've never felt silence so loud in my life. Just the sound of my heartbeat in my ears. Co-pilot whispers, "That was too close." Passengers murmur, some panicked, some confused. A baby wails, a flight attendant steadies herself against the galley wall. I make an announcement, voice calm but firm. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've made an avoidance maneuver due to nearby traffic. Everything is safe and under control." Truth, I'm shaken, hands trembling slightly on the yoke. Inside, I'm replaying the moment in my head, the streak of metal, the narrow margin of survival. The rest of the flight is uneventful, but the tension lingers. Smooth landing at destination. Passengers clap, ironically not knowing they nearly died. Some thank us on the way out, smiling, oblivious. In the cockpit, co-pilot finally exhales, "Mark, that was the closest I've ever been to death without realizing it until after." Post-flight report filed. Description, timing, altitude. Investigation reveals ATC miscommunication. 2 planes mistakenly cleared for the same altitude. My voice. You trust the system, but at the end of the day, the responsibility sits in your hands. The system failed. We didn't. Reflection on responsibility. Every button press, every choice can mean life or death. How training isn't just drills, it's muscle memory that saves lives. Emotional honesty. I'll be real with you. That night, I sat alone in my hotel room, staring at the ceiling, hearing TCAS in my head. I thought about my kids, my wife, and I realized just how thin the margin is in aviation. Closing message. People think being a pilot is glamorous, but behind the uniform is a human being carrying the weight of hundreds of lives. That day, I was tested, and thanks to training, instinct, and maybe a little luck, we all walked away. If you want to hear more real stories from real jobs, the kind of stories you won't find in textbooks, subscribe. Because sometimes, truth is more unbelievable than fiction.